TV feed. There we go. All right, let's hit it. It is another installment of the Academy Sports Show, right from the Academy Sports Show studios. We appreciate you pressing the play button on today's episode. If you want to get in contact with us, academysportshow@gmail.com is the way to do it. If you want to be involved or a sponsor, anything like that, hit us up that way. Our Instagram and our Facebook are our social medias. Hit us up at Academy Sports Show. And if you're listening right now, you're either on SoundCloud, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to that. Or the iTunes app, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow to that. Or you're live right now in our YouTube feed, or not live, we're just watching it later, in our YouTube feed, which is the Academy Sports Show. That's the most important mode, man. We want you guys to subscribe to that. Trigger that bell.
Behind the computer. There it is.
Trigger that bell so that way you get notifications, just like I did just now when we went live on YouTube. And that way you can get in on all the comments and you can tell us we're wrong, tell us we're right, or give us a perspective that we're not seeing at the current moment. We need that feedback. It's great to see the names pop up and let everybody know who's listening and who wants to participate. All right, well, we got a big show ahead. Joel will break that down for you. I'm your host, Andre Douglas, and next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What's good, everybody? Hey, we got a big show. All right, listen. I see it's a lot of people joining us already. We already got 3 people. What up, Brian? What up, Draco Dollar? What up, Cal? In the Facebook feed. We want you to jump into our live feed on YouTube.
Draco Dollar?
Somebody, Draco Dollar in the building. We ain't seen him in a
How about
minute.
the Warriors?
Yeah, the Warriors got somebody. So we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. Big show ahead. We got a lot to uncover. Weren't together last week, man. This guy right here wasn't feeling too good, but as you can see, he's in the flesh doing well.
I'm trying.
So we glad to hear that. But we are back. We got a lot to talk about, man. Tonight's show, we got to talk about the Gayle King issue. We're not going to dwell on it a long time. A lot's been said, a lot of opinions, but we had a great show that was dedicated to Kobe Bean Bryant. So we want to give our 2 cents on that topic. And then we're going to switch it up, talk a little NFL. Super Bowl happened. We were there. We saw it. Well, not there, but
I was about to say, we was there. Let's go.
If you check out, go on my Facebook page, go on our Facebook page, you'll see our predictions before and after. So check that out.
I would go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, hopefully for them Lions, right? So check that out. You can see that if you want to look back and see some of what we posted before and after the Super Bowl. We have predictions. It was an intense night together watching that game. It was a lot of fun. So we'll give our 2 cents on that. Whose fault was it? 49ers lost. You blame the quarterback? You blame the coach? You blame both? On the flip side, are you ready to crown the MVP of the Super Bowl as the best player in the league? Is he a Hall of Famer yet? I mean, it's a lot to unpack from that game. So we'll talk about that. Plus, last but definitely not least, as we now transition into the main NBA season as we're coming up on NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago, we give our 2 cents about where we are currently. The trade deadline took place. Who got better? Who didn't? Are you disappointed? Did your team get better? We know Draco Dollar is a Warriors fan today. And so he might have an opinion on the trade that now lands D'Angelo in Minnesota. And who ended up in Golden State?
D-Loden. Golden State? Oh, Wiggins. I thought you was on D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. So Wiggins is now in Golden State.
The ultimate underachiever.
What does that mean, right? Former #1 pick. So we got a lot to talk about, man. It's that much more. You know how this show goes. We always appreciate you chatting us up in the live feed. Share your opinion. You know we'll respond. You know we'll get into it with you. But we got one rule on this show. If you say it on the show, if you say it in the chat, we will hold you accountable.
Yes, sir.
So keep that in mind. So appreciate you listening to us tonight on the Academy Sports Show live, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You said, we got a lot to talk about. But first, let's do these sponsors, man, because they're the most important part of the show. One sponsor being Vaughn's Plumbing. Both licensed and insured, Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's getting up to cold, waterproofing, or daily home services, call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com gives a great service, as well as the map that shows all the areas that they provide. They give the lists of all the services that they provide as well. But we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
Because that man right there is the real MVP.
Also, don't forget, we also appreciate our sponsor, Be Well Massage Therapy.
Oh my God, I need a massage.
It is early February, and we know you're still out there trying to keep up with that New Year's resolution of being in the gym. So you might be a little sore. So you need to call the folks over at Be Well Massage Therapy. They have a new year, new client special, where all new clients will receive an additional 15 minutes added to their massage services if you book between January 1st and February 29th. So there's still time for you to book with Be Well Massage Therapy. You can hit them up at 313-472-5048, or you can email them at bewellmassagetherapy@outlook.com. Again, that's 313-472-5048. Listen, man, when you get there, when you make your appointment, just let them know that the fellas from the Academy Sports Show sent them.
Come on, man.
Just let them know.
Give us our shine, you know?
All we want you to do is be well.
You know, she probably got some Valentine's Day packages.
You know she do.
Ready. The essential oils.
The oils. The energy is right. Let's go.
All right. Well, this first topic is
Woo! It's a heavy one.
a little heavy. It's a little heavy.
You gotta touch it though.
All right. So first, I want to give a round of applause to you guys. We appreciate the great feedback from last week's show, the whole Kobe dedication show. We gave our perspectives. We gave our hearts on that one. So we definitely appreciate all the positive feedback from that. If you want to listen to that, just click right over on YouTube. That's up. Or if you're on the podcast app, whether it be SoundCloud or Apple iTunes, click right over. Ode to Kobe is right over there. It's a good 45 minutes of just us fleshing out our feelings and our emotions, and just a reflective moment on the life of Kobe Bryant. So we appreciate all the positive energy from that. So after consuming weeks of all that, all the stories and everything like that, people are trying to get back to normal a little bit, but that's still on our minds.
And we got the service coming up on the 24th.
Got the service, the public service at Staples on the 24th. Him and his daughter already been laid to rest in a private setting with family. So so that's where all the RIPs and RHs come through right there for him, his daughter, and all the victims in that terrible helicopter crash. So it was going to be some. People always now you got to make a story out of it one way.
Emotions, you know how it is.
So the whole Gayle King comes up. Now, mind you, this is I guess it was an interview that was done already. Like, I guess it was done, a week or days or something like that. Interview had came out, no backlash from when the initial interview came in. And then I guess a clip
was posted.
Was posted by whoever she works for, ABC, CBS. Yeah. To drive more views off of that. And the clip shows her pressing Lisa Leslie about Kobe's rape case in Colorado that was dismissed and went to civil court. So that got a lot of reaction. I think Lisa Leslie handled herself very well in that interview. Mm-hmm. She had a great quotable line in that interview. And then, social media got a hold of it.
Oh, yeah.
Black Twitter got a hold of that.
Oh,
clip.
yeah.
Snoop Dogg got a hold of that Twitter, which he's recanted twice now. He's walked it back twice. His first video was more of a threatening video and
more of
verbally abusive.
He threatened her,
name calling and such.
Yeah.
And now he's walked back that due to emotion. Like, I wasn't raised like that to talk to female like that. But the sentiment is still there, around Gayle King in that interview. So your first initial reactions once you got a hold of the clip, and now that you had a couple days to process it.
Yeah, it was. My first initial reaction was the way it was presented to me was. I heard a brief snippet on Steve Harvey's show when I was moving my wife's car.
Okay.
But I didn't get into it and been so busy I didn't even do any research on it. So then my wife presented it to me and was like, watch it first and then give me your opinion. But I knew when she said that, okay, let me watch it with an eye to look for like everything.
Okay.
Like, let me just watch it with that perspective of, okay, give your opinion means you better be prepared to have a discussion, right?
Yeah.
So I watched it, and my initial reaction to it was twofold. Half of what my reaction was simple. I was like, she walked a really close line, a really tight line. And I know already, without my wife saying anything, I could tell. I said, I bet you there's an uproar from this because she walked a close journalistic line to her job.
Yeah.
Then the other side of it for me was she's having the same discussion that we all have had, that I've heard every talk show, especially in the sports arena, have every day since this happened. So this actually, I was listening to Breakfast Club every day. Kobe's passing got me back to listening to Golic and Wingo in the morning when I'm driving to work, right? But then when you first take it, when you go on Twitter, every clip, the legacy discussion was happening.
Right.
And every discussion was the legacy of Kobe basketball, and then the legacy. And then the question of, is his legacy tarnished or impacted negatively by the rape case? So then I said to my wife, I said, so while I see walking a tight line, she was a little pushy there, and I bet you that's going to cause an issue. At the same time, she's asking the same questions that everybody's asking. But for some reason, she's going to get villainized because she's a black woman. I said, so interestingly enough, nobody's going to yell at Stephen A. Nobody's going to yell at any of the other black people, but for some reason, I bet you she gets it. So then we started watching all the reactions, and we saw the Snoop reaction and everything. Yeah. So me and Mo had a really good, healthy debate about the piece, right? My point to her was, if you look at it from the emotional response, the knee-jerk reaction to that is guaranteed to be what it was. Guaranteed. Yep. If you look at it from a journalistic approach, to me, she walked a tight line. She was close to the edge. At the same time, she's asking the same questions that everybody was asking. Okay. So that was my initial. That's the rawest initial reaction I had. And I kept telling Mo when we were kind of going back and forth about it, I was like, I'm not saying that how the emotional folks responding are wrong. And I'm not saying that she's right. Because it's what lens you're looking at it through. But at the end of the day, I figured that was going to be what it was. And as you saw the responses, it was good. I saw one young lady online. I meant to remember her name so I could shout her out on our show, because my wife ended up tagging her on Twitter as a journalist on one of the daily shows that come on.
Oh, the one that was going around.
Yeah.
The lady in the blue.
Lady with the curly, with the blue. Yeah. She had a great explanation of what's the root cause of these reactions, which I agree. Right. We never want to have the real discussion within our own communities, within our own race. But we get mad when somebody does this, and then we want to call her cooning or doing these things. But you put yourself in her shoes. She getting paid $1 million, $2 million per interview. She gonna do her job. Right. But at the end of the day, then it's, well, she need to lead him. Really? You gonna just walk away? Well, why she always got to interview her? Like Snoop said, you didn't come to Harvey Weinstein. To me, that was an unfair assertion on Gayle, because Gayle didn't interview Harvey Weinstein. Right. So you can't call, the CBS not sending her to talk to Harvey. They gonna send her to talk to Lisa, because that's what they do. They call the black dude to talk to the black guy. They call the black woman to talk to the black woman, because they are appealing. And to your point, I didn't even know at that moment. What came out later was this an interview that took place days before, a week before, and then they re-up it and clip it. And I told Mo when we saw it, I said, wait a minute, this interview is clipped, because you see it jump. I said, so I need to hear the whole interview, because it's a piece in there missing between when she asked the question and when she pressed her. So that was my initial response. I wasn't personally offended by it, because I was trying to look at it from an objective place, but I understand both sides of it.
Man, so you are wiser than me.
Yeah, I'll ring that. I don't know about all that.
So the initial reaction is, which I think the same reaction I had, the majority had, was why you pressing her so hard about these questions, because you know if he was standing right there, you weren't gonna ask him these questions.
Of course.
Why ask these questions in retrospect when it's been X amount of years since his retirement?
Mhm.
Like, you had multiple opportunities to
Yep.
bring these questions up
Yep.
to the person,
Yep.
chose not to in that situation, or wonder, I don't know how many times she had a chance to interview Kobe,
Right.
but he had a whole retirement going away press junket where those questions could have came up from any outlet, and they did not.
Mhm.
But you wait until his untimely death, before his body is in the soil, before people have a proper thing, time to mourn,
Mhm.
to bring up, stuff that, some people might find irrelevant.
Right.
You didn't ask it to him to his face, so why ask it to his contemporaries now?
Right.
So I think that was the overall arcing of it. Like, bro, why are you bringing this up when you had all this time to do so? If you was a G, you would have brought it up a long time ago, and nobody would have had an issue with it, because Kobe would have been there to answer the question himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Had that same discussion with Mo. Yep.
So I think that was the overarching of Black Twitter's thing. I think they felt it was disrespectful to ask the question in the wake of his death, when she had ample opportunities to ask it in other situations.
Yeah.
I do understand, as we are in this mode, I don't want people to take my words out of context.
Right.
I don't want somebody to take a 5 second, 10 second, 1 minute clip out of an hour and a half podcast and tell people that's my perspective on things.
Right.
When really there was more of a fleshing out of the situation, or there was more episodes to where I came to a certain understanding. So I do charge people to watch the whole thing.
Yep.
Before you come to a concrete thing. I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg did not watch the whole interview.
He watched the Twitter clip.
I'm pretty sure he watched the 1 minute clip that he saw on Instagram, formed his opinion, and just went off on that point.
Right.
So that's one thing that I hope everybody does, is to watch the whole thing. Now he's walking. He made a video walking it back. Now he made a second video walking everything back. So that's you doing your research.
Yeah.
After you react.
The emotional impulsive response.
Right.
Not to say that it's wrong.
Not to say that it's wrong, but
I get it.
To keep from going to that place, to have them walking things back, you want to flesh out everything that was said.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, I understand her apology. Out of her kitchen table, people was killing her wallpaper. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching. I was like, why she got that bright yellow wallpaper throughout her house? She's rich.
That's what rich people do.
I was like, dang, like, you didn't have to have ugly wallpaper when you're rich. Because she had her grandma house. That was real grandma houses in the back.
Calvin said very disrespectful. Why she have to was pushing it, and my dad said he agrees.
Yeah. So she, I guess, she felt some type of way. She had to let everybody know that, there was a more fleshed out thing. Journalistic standards cite that she has to ask follow-up questions. That way the subject fully, gives the full answer that they want in every way that they can. Like I said, Lisa Leslie handled it with the utmost professionalism, answering those questions. And that was it. And then she said she was upset with her, with her bosses, and
they'll have a conversation.
They'll have that conversation.
Yep.
But it was never her intention to stir up anything like this. When the initial interview came out, nobody had nothing to say until this clip came out.
Yep.
So, I feel it on that. Nobody wants to have death threats and things like that. People just need to calm down on that tip, and the whole canceling culture and stuff like that. But, people do have a job to do. It's an uncomfortable question. And it was an uncomfortable situation. If she felt like she had to ask it for her journalistic integrity, that's on her, and she has to receive the backlash from that.
Right.
So if that's what you want, then this is what you get from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying death threats and canceling her. I'm saying she has to deal with the,
and that's part of being a journalist.
We're not rocking with you right now.
Yeah, that's part of it. That probably rolls with the territory, right? It's like people go agree with you, people go disagree with you. That's a part of. She's used to that.
You gotta be.
Yeah, she gotta be used to that and expect it.
But I agree with the overarching scope of, you had ample time to ask him these questions while he was alive. Don't wait until he perishes to ask those questions then. Because if they were a part of his legacy, he had a huge part of his legacy end where those questions could have been asked in retrospect, right? His basketball career ended. So when he did his press tour from there, how do you feel your case in impact your legacy, Kobe? Like those questions could have been asked right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they chose not to.
I think that so we had that discussion, right? And I don't ask this question to create debate for us because I think we're pretty much saying the same thing. Is what this is we're approaching this from a perspective of understanding of why the reactions were the reactions that they were. The question I posed to my wife at the time we were talking about it was that the statement of you could have asked this while he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's challenging there because we're in a culture where you ask relevancy at time of relevancy. Like when he was back, if you go back to when it happened,
Mm-hmm.
he lost every sponsor. That was every question. It's even documented. I think it's like Ramona Shelburne or one of the LA reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Like she asked him a question at the time, and he literally like cut her off and stopped speaking to her for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he grew, of course, changes, retribution. We love a comeback story.
Mm-hmm.
He became a different person. And then you got to think about these guys, really these stars, if they redeem themselves, the questions go away with the story as new stories come up and all these things. And you really don't have that discussion again until you get to a point that causes that to happen.
Right.
And I think the legacy discussion, like I said, was happening in every arena. Like everybody was asking the same question.
Yeah.
I just don't think that people liked how she did it. I don't think they liked that she asked one and a follow-up and a follow-up, and her follow-up seemed to infer that she had an opinion where maybe she did it. It was definitely look at how it was portrayed, right, in the way it was presented. But I think that was more why people were upset, because most of the time we don't have the full legacy discussion until the person dies. It's just we didn't know Kobe was gonna die at 41.
I don't know, man.
Like you're not talking about full legacy until they leave. Like when you retire from basketball, because it's basketball. So the question you talk about mostly when the farewell tour is happening is his basketball legacy.
Yeah, but you put a bow on it at the end of that. You still had to have those conversations.
You mention it, but you don't ask the question.
That's still part of his legacy.
That's true. I think you mentioned it, but who's really gonna ask Kobe that while he's on his tour?
Exactly. Then don't ask it then.
Right.
If you ain't got the cojones to ask it into his face.
Right.
If it was Ramona, all praise to her because she had the cojones.
That was way back in the day.
To ask it.
Right.
Then more respect to you because you asked it in the proper moment.
So do you think it was the wrong moment but a fair question? Because she's doing her job.
If she asked Kobe that question about his legacy and how that impacted his legacy, then that's fair. You can't ask his peers that question while they're trying to put him on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like if some shit come out about me after I die, you want to answer all the negative questions about me, or you want to continue on focusing on the positive stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't ask no negative questions about somebody that I looked up to right now in this moment when you had ample opportunity to answer them questions to his face. That's all I'm saying. It didn't come off right. But like you said, her journalistic integrity caused her to ask those questions. So you have to deal with the backlash of that.
Right.
Not to the total negative of where we at as a society of the cancel culture and the death threats.
Right.
But you have to answer to your audience. If you have an audience that likes your interviews, you have to answer to your audience.
Absolutely.
So your audience didn't appreciate your questions.
And
so you got to deal with it.
And some might even challenge her to say you should have asked the question. I mean, we've seen many people do interviews, and then the journalist or the interviewer gets ridiculed for not asking certain questions.
Or it could be like people do interviews all the time with a writer of things not to ask me.
Right, exactly.
Well, who knows? Kobe may have had that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do your show, but you can't ask me about X, Y, and Z.
Which technically, in most of those situations, you can't, because it was settled outside of court, and there's usually non-disclosure agreements involved.
But there's a way to get around it. Yeah. You know, like if you ask them point blank, you had a great career.
Do you think your legacy
do you think your trial may have impacted how people view you? Or do you you can ask in a positive light, do you think your trial gave you any kind of second chance kind of, push towards you because you were a villain for so long.
Right.
And then maybe there was a group of people that wanted to see you, return back to glory. So then those people that were against you now are with you. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to answer the question. Because honestly, that's me.
Right.
Like, I didn't like Kobe. I didn't like Kobe. He was killing the teams that I wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? But after that case and all the stuff that started to come out after that case, I'm like, I'm not going to get into the details because that might,
Yeah.
But, then I'm after that, but you still coming off the planes and giving buckets. And then you get a couple of championships. I'm like, okay, man, this dude been through a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's
America loves the comeback story.
They do. And then there's people who think, he did it. Yeah. So then, that whole thing comes up.
So Calvin said, think about how his wife feels to hear this come up again while he just lost his life. And I don't know if there's a right answer. I think it's a healthy debate.
She definitely not invited to the
She definitely did. Who knows what she did as far as reaching out to the family and kind of maybe addressing certain issues. But you're right. It's tough either way. It's tough either way. That's why I said when it was presented to me, I knew, okay, I need to take an objective approach here because I'm about to have a debate about this. Mm-hmm. So I knew you got to understand. I feel like you can understand it from both sides, but definitely the overarching response to it was understandable. It's warranted to a degree, right? Mm-hmm. Like you said, we don't condone, violence and death threats and things like that. And now certain people do have to walk it back a little bit, so you don't really stand to gain anything from asking those questions. So, so that's good. I think,
healthy discussion.
Healthy discussion.
This is where healthy discussions lie.
Yeah, there you go.
Appreciate all the feedback on that, man.
We see y'all in the feed, so let us know how you feel, man. We appreciate Calvin. See what you're saying, man. My pop saying something. So y'all in the live feeds, man, let us know how y'all feel on this topic as we transition. Anything come up, we always shout you out. We always put your topic on here.
Yeah. So with that said, rest in peace, Mamba, and all those that we lost.
Yeah, man.
It's like, man, Vanessa Bryant's Instagram is like the
bro
most watched of all time, man.
Bro. And man, big ups to her for being able to even post
her stuff was private. Like I remember going on it first and it was private and she opened it up to the world.
And now she's speaking about how she feels, but also reaching out to those that are going through similar things. And it's, man, all prayers and everything out to the families of all of those. And that's tough, man, because she's now sharing her emotions. That one video when they was retiring Gigi's jersey at the school, you could hear her crying and like almost having moments as stories were told and songs were being sung. You can see the little kids turn around and look like the ones that are still kind of young and don't kind of get it. You can tell they had the kindergartens on the first row. Yeah. So it's just tough to like see that stuff and hear that stuff. So, our prayers go out to everybody that's dealing with this tragedy. And anybody else that's just dealing with loss right now, man, our prayers go out to you.
Most definitely. All right, well, let's take a pivot, man. Like you said, one thing from a lot of things that we take from that is just taking those moments to be with a lot of family and friends. And we had one of those moments at the Super Bowl. Shout out to the Whitaker household for, hosting our Super Bowl party. It was at least 5, 6, 7 different families in there, all fellowshipping, having a great time, watching the game. And just, it just feels good to be around, the people that matter. So, shout out to, all the families that showed up to that Super Bowl party because it was epic, man. And with that, we got an epic game.
We did.
Like Joe said, man, check out his Facebook page. We went live there. We did our predictions. My prediction was 49ers by 10. His prediction was
Chiefs 31-28, I think I said, by 3.
Chiefs by 3?
Yeah, I think it was.
All right, and then we all know how the game went.
31-20.
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid got that ring. Frank Clark got that ring. T. Sizzle got his second ring. Honey Badger got a ring. So, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs as your NFL champions. I just want to put it like this. We spend a lot of time on the other topic. Let's just flesh this out. Whose fault? Did Kansas City win this game, or did the 49ers lose this game?
Ooh, Love those questions.
Both.
Right. Right. Like, I think you got to give credit to the Chiefs because they did do something to win that game.
Right.
Because you could be presented with an opportunity and flounder it. And that didn't happen.
No.
But that opportunity does not come to pass if Garoppolo and Shanahan execute on a higher level. So, I mean, let's go back into the first half. You get the ball back. You got 3 timeouts. 3 timeouts. 3 timeouts, and you come out after the 2-minute warning and run the football.
Take the half.
And take the half. And yes, there was a PI call. Yes, you can argue, was it or was it not offensive pass interference? Yes, you could talk about the pass interference that took place 2 weeks prior in the Minnesota game, or a few weeks prior in the Minnesota game against the Chiefs, right?
But
against
it was
the
too
Saints.
late, though.
Exactly.
That was too late.
So to all those that want to argue about that, let it go because it was too late.
You took your shot too late. You ran the ball.
Late.
Then you got a little chunk. You was like, oh, maybe we can go.
Maybe
for
we
it.
can do something.
No, you
here.
should have been doing something with it.
Yes. So you lose points there. You leave some points on the field at half. Then you are up 10 points with a little over 6 minutes to go in the game.
Mahomes back-to-back NOs.
And you
good.
run the ball, and then you throw the ball. You've been running the ball all game. Averaging 5-6 yards a carry. And second down in both of those drives, they throw the football.
The only team lose Super Bowl averaging 6 yards a carry.
Exactly.
I wish we averaged 6 yards a carry. I'd be killing kids.
I guarantee you, sir. If we're averaging 6 yards to carry up 10 in the game,
oh my God.
I'm not throwing the rock.
Run that thing.
Okay. Brian said he coached scared. That's out. That's all. I mean,
flat
out. That is absolutely what happened. Coach Shanahan, you blew it.
Yeah.
Your job is to put Garoppolo in position to be successful, and you blew it. Were those easy throws? Is he the best play action quarterback in 2019? Yes, he is. Is his rating the highest in the NFL? Yes, he.
Okay, Dan Orlovsky.
Was he 18 of 19? Right. Was he 18 of 19 at that point in the game? Yes, he was. 9 of 10 on all play. I mean, I get it. Run the ball 3 times and get first down.
Run that thing.
Run the ball 3 more times, get first down. Then you
Run
gave
the ball
it
3 times, take 2 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, then you gave it back to Kansas City, and they punted again. You had 2 chances to run the ball and run this clock down to where if they got. I said it right. 9 minutes to go, and Kansas City just threw the second NO. I said this is over with because I thought the OC and me,
the world thought,
oh yeah, San Francisco about to get the ball back. Kansas City may not touch the ball again until like 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes to go with the way they've been running all day.
Run that thing.
They blew it.
Run that thing.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, he coached scared when he should have been aggressive.
Yep.
And then he was too aggressive when he should have been conservative.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely at the end of that half, like I said, it was obvious he didn't trust his offense, right?
Right.
He didn't trust the offense,
and he didn't trust Garoppolo.
If you got a 3 and out deep in your own territory, you would have had to punt it back. Kansas City would at least got a field goal going into the half. If you that's him. That's his coaching mind. But to me, when that 4th down happened for them before they punted, I'm like, timeout.
Timeout.
Take the time, right?
Yep.
You would have had yourself some time on the clock.
Plus, you had still 2-minute warning, so you essentially have 4 timeouts.
And then you see John Lynch in the booth going timeout. Yep. Like, bro, what? I mean, that was total mismanagement at that point. But that's the coach not wanting to put his team in a situation where he felt like they would have got backed up. Hey, know your offense, Doc. All right, cool, whatever. You could have took a 3-point lead going into that half because obviously you had to play. The Kittle play was wide open. Obviously, you had stuff in your playbook that would have got you there. It's just something about your quarterback you just didn't trust, or that offense you just didn't trust, because that Kansas City defense ain't dominant.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
All.
So okay, you take the tie at the half. You come back, you get the ball at the second half. The purpose for deferring at a half is for you to get for opportunity to score twice in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you to score at the end of the half and for you to score at the beginning of the half. So you get the ball at the beginning of the half. and Patrick Mahomes throws the interceptions. It looks bleak. You guys are on cloud 9. You're up 10 against the Kansas City Chiefs with 6 minutes left on the clock. Like you said, you run the ball, you get 5 yards on the first run. Run the ball. Stop being cute. It reminds me of Pete Carroll trying to make Russell Wilson
the man. Yep.
You trying to make Jimmy Garoppolo the man in a moment that doesn't require him to be the man. Do you want a ring or do you want to put your quarterback on a pedestal? You want a ring, Doc. You want a ring. You want the hardware. From a man who's been there before as an offensive coordinator against the New England Patriots, being up 28-3, and you making bonehead passes instead of running the ball, running the clock off. Let's say that is a 3-and-out. Let's say you run the ball. That 6 minutes is 4 minutes.
Yep.
There's no way they can get 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns out of that to come back and win the game.
Yep.
Use the clock to your advantage. Run the ball. Be the best team that you are, which is run the ball in defense. Totally disappointed. Kyle Shanahan, you should have 2 rings right now. You got nada.
Ooh, that hurts.
You got nada
2
right
rings right now. Calvin says, I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Brian agrees with you. He says, absolutely, Dre.
Man, it's
ridiculous.
Them 49ers should definitely be disappointed. Man, that defense. Sherm definitely got exposed.
The old man was out there that day.
Yeah, on that inside release to Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, we kept saying it like every time Sammy or Tyreek was out there, we was all like, hey, Tyreek is on Sherman. Yeah. Hey, Tyreek on Sherman. Hey, y'all know Sherman's MO. He plays one side of the field. Yeah. He plays off coverage. Yeah. And he's really playing the quarterback. He's really not playing the man. Yeah. And
he loved using that sideline.
He loved using the sideline. Yeah. You knew what it was going to be. And they played it like we thought. Yeah. But Kansas City forces you to play man coverage. Yeah. Because all night long, all San Francisco was doing was running the safeties off. Every play, you look from the quarterback's view, the safeties were running 20 yards deep. Yeah. Every play. That's why everything was in front. It wasn't until they got that one play to Tyreek over the top. But the Sammy route was crazy because he beat him inside, and then he was still able to get to the outside, where Sherman doesn't. Sherman wants to push you to the outsthat, but be inside. Yeah. He got exposed.
That leverage, I was watching that video, and he was like, shout out to Devontae Adams for showing me that. That film will show you everything. Yeah. Beat you on the inside, bro, and just go over the top. So, I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Andy Reid. I think this team is a team that could be there for years to come. But like we talked about with the whole Green Bay thing, they said that when Green Bay when he won his ring, and he ain't been back since. So we'll see. I'm not on the crown the kid right now. You know, like is he the most bankable athlete of all time? Is he the most watched superstar of all time? Is he next? Is he Jordan level? I'm not. I don't go there.
Everybody slow. We talked about this before the Super Bowl. Slow down with that. Like, show me something consistently. Yeah. Like, come on with the greatest of all time, and he's a Hall of Famer. And I'm like, okay, like
it's too early.
Show us something. I mean, does he have to win another Super Bowl to be a Hall of Famer? No. Can he put together an A-Rod type career and be considered a Hall of Famer? Absolutely. Yeah. Arguably one of the best QBs in the game right now.
It'll be disappointing, but he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
But I'm not crowning the kid the next MJ. Like, is he the next
the biggest athlete of
all time? No, bro. Like,
slow it down.
He has no overseas impact right now. Like, you just give it time. Let the kid have his career. But I'm definitely happy for Andy Reid because that definitely solidifies his Hall of Fame status. There's no ifs, ands about him. You can say, certain things, but Andy Reid's definitely in. And then, it's nice to see, guys peppered in there in the team. Like, dang, he got a ring now. Dang, he got a ring now. So, shout out to that Kansas City team. And they're actually, depending on if they pay Chris Jones, and see if Sammy Watkins retires or anything like that, the team's got to retool.
Yeah.
So
this team's got a good chance of being back there again next year.
All right, well, let's play quarterback carousel, man.
Quarterback carousel.
A lot of these quarterbacks need homes.
Shout out to everybody in the live feed, man. Let us know. Quarterback carousel.
Let me know where you think these guys are going to go. All right, I'll let you know. I'll say what I think, and then you say what you think.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's start with the Hall of Famer, Drew Brees. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Yep.
He is going between retirement or the Saints. He says he doesn't go play anywhere else unless it's the Saints. Where do you see Drew Brees playing in 2020? Me, I'm saying retirement. I say Drew Brees retires.
Really?
Honestly, bro, I think he's still got something left in the tank, right? But you got two good quarterbacks right now that are free agents with Tyson Hill and Teddy Bridgewater. Is he enough of a saint at heart, right? Like literally and figuratively, right? Enough of a saint at heart not to hijack their future. Because neither one of those guys are going to sit behind him for another year, right? If you come back for 1 year and you lose two quarterbacks, you feel some type of way as Drew Brees trying to go for one more, or you let the franchise move forward with either Teddy B or Tyson Hill? I say he retires. I say why hijack the franchise for 1 year, lose two franchise quarterbacks when I just want one more year of glory, or do I can just go ahead and sit this one out?
Can the Saints afford one of those quarterbacks?
They can afford them, but are those quarterbacks going to sit behind Drew Brees for 1 more year? Or are they going to go get theirs?
Oh, I think he plays 1 more year.
Okay.
And I think they sign one of those quarterbacks to a salary that says you're the next guy.
Okay.
And if I'm both of those guys, especially Taysom Hill, if this organization is going to make a commitment to me, in his case, and I have never really given you everything that is going to be worthy of that commitment, then you take that.
Okay.
Because we don't know that Taysom Hill is a surefire guy somewhere else.
Don't know that. Yeah.
We don't know that. And this is in my own mind, if I'm Taysom Hill, in the way I think, I got an organization that's willing to back it up to me right now because they almost have to. Because if you're the Saints, to your point, you got to set this up right. Because you can't lose two for Drew. You got to the perfect scenario is get Drew, but you got to be on the phone with somebody's agent right now. Like, listen, we are prepared to give your client this.
Starting quarterback money
To sit for 1 year. If you're Teddy B, it's a different story. Teddy B, you've proven a little bit in the NFL. Before you tore that knee up, buddy, you were on your way.
Yeah. He was 5-0 when Brees was down.
Exactly. So that unit is young. Brees is the guy, right? Teddy B, this is a surefire, perfect scenario to walk into. Let them pay you.
You want to be paid to sit for?
Let them pay you, young man.
Oh,
you will have the best wide receiver, arguably in the league, when you step on the field.
Another year of my career on the bench.
Alvin Kamara, hey, another year of your career. That's another year of your career down the road.
Making $25 million on the bench.
Come on now. That's a year you don't take hits. That's an extra year you add on the back.
So your scenario is so you which one you say they keep?
Keep Drew. Sign Teddy B.
So you do
because Taysom Hill's not a surefire.
You do a 1 for 30 for Drew and a 4 for 25.
And a 4 for 25
a year for Teddy B.
Everybody else locked up. We good. Let's ride. That's it, right?
All right, that's a hell of a scenario.
That's my piece.
I got
1 more year.
All right. So Cam Newton, they're waiting. Evaluating the foot, evaluating all the injuries. Nobody's going out on a limb and saying this is our guy. They want to see him first.
Right.
Where you think Cam going? I think he gets cut.
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
I think he gets cut.
100%.
Guaranteed. His cap number and just the way this team is trending with Greg Olsen leaving.
Yep. Kuechly
retiring. It's just a new team.
Yep.
It's a new team, new scheme, new college vibe, and Cam is Carolina. So I definitely don't want to underplay his value to the Carolina Panthers in that community. But I think this is doing their due diligence, and his cap number and his skill set might not be what they want right now. So I definitely see him getting cut. Man, with all these moving parts and all these places that need quarterbacks, man.
Where to?
I can't see Cam as a backup anywhere. Like Cam is never a backup option.
No.
So it just has to be in a situation where the quarterback isn't, where he has to go and compete, maybe. So, we brought up Chicago.
Yeah.
Mr. Trubisky not doing his thing. Here come Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So I can see Cam Newton in the Chi competing for a starting job and giving Trubisky, another year of growth.
Let's say it right here, ladies and gents. We agree.
We agree.
Cam in the Chi, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm saying this off a fanatical response. I want Cam in Chicago.
Cam in Chicago.
If Cam is in Chicago, sir, listeners, those of you who roll with us, you know how we do. We gotta go see it in Chicago.
Right.
Okay. I want it so JoJo can get the Bears twice a year with his favorite player. We're gonna be down in Ford Field, and we gotta take a road trip, bro. I want to see him twice a year because of the region that we live in. So I'm calling Cam in Chicago for simply that reason. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Y'all might as well chalk it up on Mitchell Trubisky.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Y'all drafted that dude after 12 college games, and you gave up the house for him. And when you got him and drafted him, we was all like, who was that? From North Carolina. Oh,
Who's Trubisky?
Who's Trubisky? Oh, okay. And then y'all tried to sell everybody with his statistics and his sample and all that. Man, forget all that. No, he's not your guy. Ultimately, his rookie deal's done. He gets cut or gets shipped off. Cam's your guy, man. I want to see Cam in Chicago. I think that actually makes them a dangerous team. I want to see Cam in Chicago.
Okay, Cam in Chicago. Another place I'm thinking is maybe Jacksonville. Maybe they don't think Nick Foles is the guy. They bring in Cam.
$40 million.
Well, I mean, he often injured. You never know. Yeah, maybe there's another place. Just to throw out there.
Jacksonville's just so nasty.
All right.
Certain guys just shouldn't put on certain uniforms. I don't know why I think like that.
Phillip Rivers, him and the Chargers have excommunicado, put out a joint statement. Appreciate our time together. Phillip Rivers says he still wants to play football. At this point, is he a backup? Is he a starter? Where do you see Phillip Rivers lacing him up?
It's crazy.
A lot of people just say retire.
It's crazy about all these quarterbacks, bro. I can't see none of these quarterbacks backing people up. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't.
I can't see Phillip Rivers at the back.
I can't. Phillip Rivers standing on the sideline collecting his check for his 15 kids. Like, I can't see him as a backup. I think there's one landing spot for him, and it's because that's where you moved your family to. Ooh. So I think you just gonna land. I think you either retire or you land in Miami. Because I don't
Dolphins?
Because I don't think people. I really don't think people want to go down there and play for the Dolphins.
Even with their draft implications?
I don't trust, again, this opinion, right? I don't trust the Dolphins draft stock right now. I mean,
they can move up and get the young boy?
We're about to find out because they gave up everything. But at the end of the day, to me, this is he's more of a 60-40 retire guy.
Okay.
I don't see him backing up anybody.
After he sees his prospects, you're like, it's called a career.
Move your family, Doc. You throw 20 interceptions a season. You throw 5,000 yards.
Yes, he does.
But you're guaranteed 8-8 quarterback.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does.
So just go ahead and hang it up, Phillip.
What about Tampa? If they move on from Jameis, another Florida team.
I see that too. It's Florida team. It's like those teams count.
The little Florida teams. Yeah. One of the Florida teams he'll go to.
Yeah, I don't see because
he's not making an impact either way.
And then he's not also flying off to play somewhere up north for a season. Yeah. And you just moved your family down there. I just don't see it. And both of those teams, yay, we got Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, we're going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
at best.
Josh Burke says either start or retire, Phillip, period.
Yeah.
And Brian said retire.
I think this is like out of the three, Brady, Breeze, Phillip, nobody really cares. And that's bold, you know what I'm saying? That's bold, but nobody really cares, Phillip.
He's the fantasy guy that nobody ever picks.
Yeah.
Like I always
if you need yards.
I always notice that people would shop him. I'm like, God, I'll get yards out of this guy. He's gonna throw like 4 picks this game. Almost -8.
Just don't throw picks. Just don't throw picks.
I'm just begging him not to throw. He throws 2 picks a game.
Yeah.
And he gets mad at his teammates, rips his helmet off, retire.
and the little short
release. The old man
it's like he chucks it. Like there's no follow through. It's like, I'm just throwing his balls hard as I can.
Yes.
All right, Tom Brady. Tom
Man, oh,
Brady.
man.
Hulu has live sports. Where do you see Thomas Bartholomew Brady throwing the rock? So a part of me says LA, right?
Mhm.
Go to the Chargers. Now the Raiders are talking about they want him. If he on the block, we're gonna make our pitch. Patriots, don't leave what's working, right? Bill Belichick, stay home, keep your family in one central place.
Too bad he already sold his house.
Yeah. I think Brady is going to ham this up.
Yep.
Clearly
by the Super Bowl ad.
He's going to hold. Remember when LeBron was free agent sometimes, and nobody signed until LeBron signs. These quarterbacks ain't signing nowhere until they see where Tom signs, right?
Yep.
So to me, it's between two teams. It's between the LA Chargers and the New England Patriots. So I'm gonna go Chargers on this one. I can see him in LA. I can see his brand in LA. They have good weapons, right? They have receivers, they have running backs, they have a line, they have, defensive players, and they got a good coach. The rumor is Anthony Lynn wants a mobile quarterback. He's okay with Tyrod Taylor as his starting quarterback. Cap. if you get a chance for Tom Brady, you take Tom Brady.
Oh man, that's so good.
You take Tom Brady. So I see him in a Chargers uniform, which is going to be, and see him in a powder blue, it's going to be real different. But that's what I see. It's either that or it's going to be something real off the wall. Like, I didn't see that coming. Like when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, the Broncos, that's horrible. They made it work.
Yeah. I don't know. This is tough because, like, why do people sell their houses if they're not leaving?
Yeah.
So it's
like writings on the wall, right?
Yeah. It's like, I don't get it. But I agree that it comes down to two teams. There are some outliers out there that are
they're really pushing this Vegas thing.
They are. The Vegas Raiders and him in Las Vegas. I mean, he don't even button up to me to be a Vegas guy. Like, usually you look at these teams and they kind of fit the city. Like the Raiders were perfect for Oakland.
Yeah.
And they, Carr is a perfect quarterback for that. For kind of that little brash looking.
Yeah, and they Carr, bro. They are.
They're clearly making their case here that we don't believe in you.
Boo
So at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well.
Okay.
And really, I want to say he stays, but I just don't.
It seems logical.
It seems like
he's like pushing back from that. Like everything is.
Yeah, everything is like pointing to something else. And if you look at previous years, it's pretty quiet from his camp because it's the norm. It's what he's going to do. This year, now we posting the picture, and really the picture was an ad.
Yeah.
But you knew when you posted that picture, you was trolling.
Who have last one?
So it's like you knew what was up there. So at the end of the day, Joshua Burke says retire, nothing left to prove.
Ooh,
you're right. I don't. Nobody wants to see it though, right?
Oh,
nobody wants to see
opposite
it.
Phillip Rivers right now.
Nobody wants to see it.
Oh no!
But low key, to his point, I'm gonna be honest with you, Dre. I'm gonna tell you, that's the off the wall. So how he said the unexpected.
He said he's not gonna retire though. He made a whole commercial saying he was coming back.
Bro, that's the.
Who has live sports?
That's the unexpected. The unexpected, I think, is that he does retire. But I think the Chargers are the landing spot, and it's just a matter of time.
Oh man.
I think, and that's gonna. The powder blue is gonna be ugly.
Oh.
Powder blue is gonna be ugly, but you definitely will now see a battle between the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Ooh.
The question is,
2 games a year. That's gonna be the game.
Is he still? Does he go to a division where the Super Bowl is that vintage
he ain't
time?
Scared,
right, that's vintage time, right?
He ain't scared.
All right.
He ain't scared at all. If you was scared, go to the NFC.
Right.
But this year the NFC was banging, so it's like you really can't. You
better
can't
stay in
really
the
hide.
NFC, sir.
You can't really
Yeah.
hide. You gonna see that boy action, and you gonna see Pat.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, if that's all you gotta worry about, then that's 2 teams.
Hey,
It's
still a team in Cleveland. Just saying.
Oh God. Stop.
You actually asked me that question like 2 weeks ago.
Stop, bro. Just win a game first.
Nah,
Jeez.
Baker's doing good, man. He's gonna recover.
Why do you have to make it about them?
Oh,
We're not even talking about them.
Okay, my bad. That wasn't my intention. Sorry.
And then, listen, the other quarterback carousel guys are really unimpactful, right?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, it don't matter where you go. Marcus Mariota, it doesn't matter where you go. Tannehill re-signed. Y'all not gonna have the same year y'all had this year.
Nope.
Who else is out there? It's
Dak's gonna resign.
Yeah, that's gonna get franchise tag.
Yeah.
None of these guys really have an impact to shift the league.
Yeah.
So
It's just the
Breeze,
ones
Brady, maybe Rivers get the best opportunity, but I definitely want to see what happens in New Orleans. This, Teddy Bridgewater to me is the best fit. Drew Brees retires, Teddy Bridgewater, and then Tyson Hill goes to Carolina.
Yeah.
And
it seems like that's
runs
inevitable.
the college offense over there.
Yeah.
So
I have a question for you then. As we talk quarterbacks,
mhm.
Okay, the carousel, we got that. There's a quarterback in Detroit that had a half a season, got hurt, but when he was having that season, arguably one of his best.
Listen.
Okay. Early draft talk.
34-1.
Early draft talk. That's because y'all don't apply value to the right places. Early draft talk. The Lions sit at 3. Okay. You got a quarterback with about a $30 million cap hit. The Lions sit at 3. The Lions are in a power spot, say the experts. Everybody's going to want the 3 spot because you say that Chase is going to be gone and Burrow's going to be gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, Lions fan, y'all seen this guy, and this is just a taste because we will get into this as we get closer to the draft. Do you trade Stafford for?
Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you trade Stafford and something else for a king's ransom for a team to jump up to 3 to get Tua and go into your season with the guy who could barely get a first down last year, or get out there and sign one of those free agents that are available on
Marcus Mariota and Detroit Lions.
There you go, right? On a 3-year deal or something sick, stupid like that, knowing most likely you're going to suck, and then you need some chips to fall where they made next season and next draft, and you are in position to get Trevor. Do you do? Calvin saying yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Listen, the one thing here is the money, right? The cap hit.
Yeah.
Are you really going to take 30 million of dead money, right? Money you can't allocate to players or staff. One, I do appreciate the conversation because the conversation gets other teams talking about what the Lions are going to do.
Right.
So that lets me know that hopefully there's some kind of strategy in this. Do they want to move Stafford? Are they thinking about getting a quarterback? So now you got teams like the Chargers and Miami thinking about moving down to that 2 spot or moving to our spot to draft Tua. Now, the flex play here would be they move down to 2. Maybe, it's really hard to see that Ron Rivera doesn't want Chase Young, defensive-minded coach, get the best defensive prospect, but maybe he just gets a ransom to the point of, Washington has multiple holes and, he fixes those multiple holes.
Right.
Chase Young's falls to us.
Okay.
Somebody leapfrogs, Burrow 2 will go 1-2, Chase Young at 3. I like that.
Okay.
And then we just keep Stafford.
You keep sucking and you keep Stafford.
Yeah, and then
Stafford, and then you get your quarterback
and then you get my quarterback next season.
Okay.
Then maybe you can flip Chase Young into, Trevor Lawrence.
So
a year later.
Okay. So that'd be so that's perfect scenario.
That's the scenario.
You want to keep him, hope that plays out that way. And essentially you would have 2 consecutive really good drafts in the first round.
Right. And then, maybe Stafford gets hurt. We back in a place where, let's say we got 3 again. 2 teams in front of us have quarterbacks. Lawrence comes to us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
perfect scenario, perfect storm. We're the Lions. Things don't work like that. So let's go to the other options, right?
Right. I don't even know if you trust them to trade down properly, to be honest with you.
So now you're in a position where you want to trade Stafford and you want to draft Tua.
Right.
So it works, especially if you get picks back, because that $30 million cap hit doesn't really hurt you because you got a couple of rookies on rookie deals, right?
Yep.
You're getting Tua for cheap. You're getting whoever you get in the later first round from that pick you're getting for cheap. And these are people that can help. If you don't trust this corner from Ohio State to be a 3rd overall pick,
yep,
then you definitely want to move out of that spot because that's who you're projected to take. I don't want a corner from Ohio State because I don't think he's going to, tip the balance either way. But you definitely going to need a replacement for Slay because Slay is going to want top corner money next year.
Right.
And I doubt that you pay him top corner money.
Right.
So, you're going to you got holes now, you got holes later. Trade Stafford just on merit of trading Stafford. As a cynical Stafford lover, hater, trade him just to trade him? Yeah, get rid of him. I don't need him. And then draft Tua and then rock with Tua from there. That's fine. I don't. It doesn't help my overarching goal of giving Trevor Lawrence. I'm not a Tua guy, but if Tua turns out to be the legit, then okay, you got something here.
Right.
I don't see how drafting Tua Tagovailoa helps our coach though. Like I don't like she said you had to win now. She said you had to make the playoffs now. I don't see getting a rookie quarterback helping your overarching cause. So that doesn't help you as a coaching staff or anything.
Doesn't.
So for me, man, I say keep acting like you're going to shop Stafford. Keep showing interest into Tua and have guys leapfrog you so you get that Trevor Chase Young deal. I don't draft Tua with the 3rd overall pick.
Okay.
If you can trade down. Now here another scenario where you trade down to Miami's pick. Let's say you trade down to 5 or you trade down to 10 to LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
They give you a first this year, they give you a first next year, or they give you a vet that can help you now. Justin Herbert's still out there.
Okay.
You can get Justin Herbert at 5 or 10.
Okay.
And that's a guy that could probably benefit from sitting a year.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're saying he can make the throws. He's got leadership issues, right? Like he's just like.
So yeah, he definitely needs to sit. So not hand him the keys.
Right. So if he can sit in the locker room for a year and see how that atmosphere is, and then give him the keys, that's great. And then you got another number 1 draft pick, another pick from there.
Okay, but are you okay? Okay, so let's say you trade down, right?
Yeah.
To 5 or 8 or 10,
right?
And you get Herbert.
Yeah.
Okay. Then are you okay with possibly 2 years in a row drafting a quarterback in the first round?
What you mean, Trevor?
Because if Herbert sits right, and the Lions go 3-13 again, then they're right back in the spot where Trevor's going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, in that situation, then you got to take him. You got to take him. Then you move Herbert. It's a Josh Rosen thing, right?
Yeah.
Josh Rosen would take a top 5. The new coaching staff or don't see him in that certain light, and then the guy shows up. Got to take the guy, right? You got to take the guy. You got to take a guy who's been to a national championship twice. Don't know, what next year holds for him, but got a ring, got every tool imaginable, and is a winner. You got to take it. You got to take the guy. You got to take the guy when the guy's there. But if you want, let's say, LA really wants Tua, and they give you their first, their second this year, and their first next year, and LA goes and gets Tua, Herbert will be there at 10, or another prospect, maybe Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, will be there at 10. And then you get 2 first-round picks next year. So I honestly don't see them trading Stafford. Do I want them to trade Stafford? Sure. I have no ties to Stafford. I really care. 2 flips.
Y'all so disrespectful.
I can really care. 2 flips about Matthew Stafford and Kelly Stafford talking reckless on Instagram.
Oh, phew, okay.
Oh, you thought I was going to talk about her brain tumor?
I did not know what was about to happen. Oh, man.
Woo!
I'm so glad you did that. Okay.
I'm talking about Kelly Stafford or her brain tumor.
Oh, man. I'm so scared.
I was not going to say that.
Okay.
I was not going to say that.
You know how y'all can be sometimes.
I was not going to say that. But her, talking reckless on Instagram. Oh, Detroit don't want us no more. I take LA. So hey, do your thing, Doc. Whatever. It's whatever. So I don't see them trading Stafford. The money is probably the number one thing, but keep having those conversations. Keep acting like you're gonna go after Tua.
Yeah.
Keep acting like you're gonna trade him, and then maybe good things will happen.
All
Be
right.
an actual organization.
You like the Lions being in the news cycle.
Yeah, be an
Okay.
actual organization.
That's fair.
If you take if all this culminates and you taking the corner from Ohio State, F.
Tune in live draft night. You want to be with us?
F.
We will have the draft on. We are on delay because we're streaming,
F.
so you guys have to watch, but don't tell us what happens, so you can get a natural reaction out of
F.
when the picks happen. If you listen, some of our greatest shows, the last 2 years, go back and watch or listen to our draft shows. But you really want to watch them. They are hilarious. I might watch one tonight. Okay. Let's move on.
All right. Pivot over to the NBA, man. The association had its annual drama-filled trade deadline scenarios, and everything happened. Andrew Wiggins got traded. Now he's a Warrior. D'Angelo Russell is now with the Timberwolves. Andre Iguodala gets traded from Memphis to Miami with Jay Crowder. And I mean, no real big domino fell. Marcus Morris went to the Clippers. Like, you know, teams that are tooling up. Miami tooled up for a good postseason push. Clippers tooled up for a good postseason push. Other than that, no big names move, no big, Anthony Davis or, Jimmy Butler kind of
tier one player.
Yeah, nothing crazy happened. So let's talk about the number one team, right? In the West, which is the Lakers. Do you think they missed out on an opportunity to get better?
I don't think
they have enough to get to the finals.
I don't think they missed out on an opportunity to get better because I'm not sure there was a piece out there that was just 100% a fit to me.
They're supposed to be going back and forth for more, so I guess they didn't give up enough.
Listen, I'm not a Morris Twins guy here, so
this is a guy.
He's a piece that definitely is going to be consistent
he can
for
score, and he's got the dog air quotations.
Yeah, he's got the personality, right?
Yeah,
but I'm not sure they need that either. The Lakers are not the scrappers. Those are the guys that got lineups. They come in just to hoop, okay, and they go walk in sweats looking all nice. They go play their pickup games, and they gonna leave. They gonna leave. And before they leave, though, like they go put their hoodies back on. Their towel's gonna be on their head. Hoodies up, pulled tight, bags over the right shoulder or across, and they gonna leave the way they came in a group. And they all drive Chargers and Challengers. Okay, the scrappy team out there in the West is a team that plays in the same building in the other locker room. Those the goons.
Yeah.
So did the Lakers miss? I don't think they missed. To me, Morris doesn't separate them enough because I'm not convinced that they're the favorite.
Is it enough to have kept him away from the Clippers just to get him? Just so the Clippers wouldn't have him?
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to play the defensive pick game.
Listen, it's like fantasy football. Who I'm playing next week?
True.
I need a tight end. I'm picking up the best tight end.
Yeah.
In waivers, so you can't play him against me.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would argue that the Clippers were the better team anyway.
Okay.
So I'm not sold on the Lakers being the number one team in the West. I think at the end of it all, the Clippers have a good chance. I thought I was going to give my prediction. I wasn't.
Have you been watching basketball?
Yeah.
The Lakers are totally better than the Clippers.
Okay. Hey, listen. Don't make me do it. There's the regular season, and then there's the playoffs.
All right.
And when you got to play a team and beat them 4 times in 2 weeks,
I believe you.
And that defense for the Clippers gets to settle in and say, "All right,
it's real. I get you."
Then we'll see.
They got 2 off the Warriors
right now. Lakers look like the best team.
Okay.
But no, I don't think they missed out. I don't think Morris makes the Lakers, puts that space there where you're like, okay, they got Morris. Definitely they're going to the finals. He wasn't in them for me.
Okay. Yeah. And to me, I think the Lakers, I think they're a good team as constructed. I would have loved more guard play. Like if they could have got Derrick Rose or something like that at the trade deadline. Like they need better guard play.
What happened to the talks with my man that was in college?
Collison, he's
yeah.
he's not unretiring.
Gotcha.
He's going to stay retired.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if they could have found a good guard somewhere in there that could have helped them out, that's I think that would have been the best because Rondo, KCP, Danny Green, that whole rotation is just kind of none of those guys can get their own shot.
Suspect.
Yeah, so I would have liked a creative guard at that point. If you could have got a Derrick Rose, a guy that can drive the lane and kick and drive and something like that, that definitely would have helped them. But I guess they just don't go. Honestly, I think after the whole Kobe thing and these guys mourned together and they grieved together and they cried together and they celebrated together, they just wanted to go with the team that they had. They just wanted to rock with the team they had to honor Kobe, to try to get that chip done. No outside interference, no outside guys, no outside Lakers, and just go ahead and we're going to rock with the team that we have. So I think that was obvious. I think, honestly, that was their mentality. If they could have got Morris, they could have got him, but not at a high price.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving up Kyle Kuzma.
Absolutely. It was nobody out there that was like, they gotta get this guy.
Right. Yeah. So and from that point, that's cool. I think the Clippers did get stronger with Morris. Great deep rotational piece. A guy that was averaging 15 points with the Knicks. Definitely has the dog in him. Got into a fight with Joel Embiid a couple days ago. Definitely, I liked him at the Pistons. I don't think the Pistons should have traded him when they had him. He was a great Piston. He was definitely a guy that contributed on.
It seemed like the Pistons cared.
Yeah, he contributed on both ends of the floor. He's a good player. So there. I mean, in the East now, Iguodala to the Heat. Heat are currently, I think, third behind the Bucks and the Raptors. Maybe even Boston. They might be fourth. Do you think that Iguodala, Jay Crowder adds that veteran depth to a team that people say we're one piece away? Was that the one piece?
No. This was interesting because it was like that was like the biggest news of the day.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, it was like
they put Iguodala on the pedestal, bro.
Yeah, they got him up there like 15 million and this is the guy, a leader in the locker room, and he's gonna show that young team how to win a champion. I'm like,
they put him on a pedestal.
Dang. Like let's okay, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Be that guy. Be that guy. Do it.
It's always they always go back to this guy's a Finals MVP.
Yep.
Come on. That's because Steph sucked in that series. Like seriously, he should not have even gotten the Finals MVP in that series. Y'all should just gave it to Steph because he was the best player on the team. Like he's a Finals MVP. He's a champion. You talk to all the Warriors players, and he was the glue in the locker. I'm oh my God! It's still Iguodala. Like it's still Iguodala. It's still 38 years old. He can barely make a jump shot. When he shoots a jump shot and he makes it, he looks surprised. Like every time.
And when he made that three, like you knew I was gonna make it.
Oh my God, I actually made it, but this is my serious face. Like count it. Come on, man. That was the biggest news of the day. I couldn't believe that, man.
It was the biggest name that moved, to a Miami team that everybody was saying was one piece away. They're one piece away. Man. But I don't believe he was the one piece.
Not the one piece.
I don't believe he was the one piece.
Poor Grizzlies. They're getting reamed for not being respectful to the guy.
Man, no, I love that.
I loved it too.
I love it.
You don't want to play with us? Let's wait till we see you.
Oh, so we can pop you, bro. Like I can't get my hand. You show up to the facilities. Like I can't even give you buckets in practice.
Right.
Bro, I can't wait till you go to another team so I can kill you.
Yeah,
bro. I love that energy.
I do too. But no, we straight on that. Listen, now this pick, I'll say it now. Ain't nobody coming out the East with the Bucks.
Oof.
Come on, man.
You agree with Toronto?
No. I don't believe. Not Toronto minus Kawhi brings the Bucks back to where they should have been.
Raptors.
Kawhi, well, yeah, like once Kawhi left the Raptors, I know the Bucks are like, I bet because Kawhi did them in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, without Kawhi, there's no Superman on that team.
Yeah.
So the Bucks to me are now the team to beat in the East. And I don't trust the 76ers, even though it looked like Joel finally found his joy again. Mm-hmm. I really don't trust that situation. No. So no, I'm straight.
They might lose in the first round.
Right.
Depending on their matchup.
Yep. So the Heat definitely maybe now a 2 seed, but really probably a 3.
Yeah,
Because-
maybe they end up a 4 seed because I don't know the Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics are real.
And then
Toronto is real.
After that 15-game win streak, Toronto got a nice little cushion going into the All-Star weekend. So the Bucks ain't losing. You know, they got Toronto got a nice little cushion.
Yeah, the Heat are at 4
So
right
Miami
now.
might be, they might be sitting at that 4 seed.
Shoot, they gonna have
They
a
might
battle
battle
with
Boston.
Philadelphia. To be honest with you,
Honestly, Philly, bro, it's so disappointing.
I know
They so disappointing. I'm
Philly's only a game and a half back from the Heat for the 4th spot, and if that ends up being a 4-5 matchup, I'm calling Heat right away.
oh yeah,
So I mean,
Jimmy Butler versus his old team, buckets.
yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is.
Yeah. All in all, I think it's a real lackluster trade deadline.
Yeah.
I don't think the Heat is. I mean, they're not going to benefit much from Iguodala. How many minutes is this guy really going to play? I think it might be a detriment to their great young players that they got, like Nunn, who's Rookie of the Year category. You got Tyler Hero. You got the other white guy that can shoot threes. Like, he's taking minutes from these young guys who are balling right now.
Man, Duncan Robinson is playing
Duncan Robinson, yeah, that's his
minutes
name.
for the Heat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michigan guy.
Yeah, so those, I mean, if anything, he might be taking the minutes from those guys. If anything, underlying, I like the Jay Crowder pick more than anything. Like,
Yeah.
he's a guy that can
He
3 and D.
solidifies them, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about, dog-ish kind of ways, but I think his impact is bigger than it might be Iguodala's.
They might have got themselves a extra series out of this deadline.
Yeah.
Like they might have lost in the second round to like the Raptors.
I think their depth kind of matches.
Yeah,
now
like
Toronto and Boston.
yeah. This allows them to possibly make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I don't see anybody having an
So
answer.
somebody lined up to get annihilated by the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't see nobody having an answer for the Bucks, man. I'm sorry. The Bucks are 28-4 in the conference.
Well, Andre
right now.
Drummond went to the Cavs, so that might shift.
Yeah, it's just the bottom half of the East. Maybe we might not finish last.
Yeah.
Maybe we passed the Hawks.
We traded Andre Drummond for Kool-Aid packages.
Those were some of the greatest memes locally that I saw.
Oh my God.
Was Andre Drummond to the Cavs for 2 packs of cream of wheat, some red Kool-Aid, and some sugar.
Oh my God.
Yes, bro. Hey, man.
Nothing.
That's why I said earlier in the show. That was foreshadowing. That was back when the Pistons cared.
Man.
Because they clearly don't care.
Listen, I understand not letting your superstar leave for nothing, but you got nothing in return. Like, why did you just suck anyway? Like, just say there was no market for him and just ride out the season. Hopefully he will re-sign if that's what you really wanted. But you traded him for nothing.
That's called, hey, we're aiming to have enough balls in the tank to get a top 5 pick. That had to be what that was.
Ooh.
Hey, you gonna look up and Griffin gonna get traded to the D League. That's what
You can't move that contract. Griffin is doing all the years here. You're not moving that
He's
contract.
gonna retire.
He's gonna retire here.
And he's gonna sit the bench an extra year to pay for it.
He's not there. No, you can.
Woo!
Listen, you can never move Blake
Oh
contract.
man,
Too
that's
bad
classic.
knees, making $30 million a year. You can
That's classic.
never move that contract.
Woo! Way to go, Pistons.
He's like, that is the Charlie Villanueva of contracts.
Hey, kudos to you, Tom Gores. You're
Oh.
doing a hell of a job.
Hell of a job.
Oh man.
Lowered expectations.
Drummond to the Cavs. Somebody asked me personally how I felt. I was like, so what?
So what?
Who cares?
So
Great. I think you said
He's
Drummond, Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love. I mean, it's like the LeBron Who's and Andre Drummond. And a couple of rookies. Like, I've been watching on Instagram, I've been watching my man, shout out to my man Darren in Cleveland. He goes to like all the Cavs games. And I've noticed like all these posts lately, and I'm like, man, this guy has season tickets or something. Like,
it's not money well spent.
that would be like, it's supposed to be a good year to get good seats, or you just want to go for a good
That
time.
is not.
It's
Or you
not.
go for free from work or
Yeah,
something. I hope it's the latter.
Man, let me know how you guys like Andre Drummond in Cleveland.
He's glad he's not here anymore. We ain't got to eat that money.
Oh man, classic, yeah.
Yeah, but lackluster. I think maybe the biggest overarching story is Wiggins and D'Angelo Russell swapping places.
Yep.
Minnesota to me is like, who cares?
So what?
Who
Where players
cares?
go to die.
Yeah, like
Karl-Anthony Towns.
they're not a dynamic duo.
Yay!
Listen,
Karl-Anthony Towns overrated.
unpopular opinion.
Yeah, true.
Karl-Anthony Towns is trash.
Yeah. I agree.
Like
Very popular on this show.
this is unpopular.
Everybody
opinion.
loves that guy for some
He's
reason.
horrible. He don't play a lick of defense. He 8'9", last in the league in blocking shots. Like, why are you big for nothing? You want to shoot threes all day. People kill Embiid for shooting threes.
Yep.
But this Negro is out here shooting threes every day. They kill him. He out here shooting, and you wonder why you're not an all-star, bro. You're garbage. Yep. You're like a 14-year-old in a 20-year-old's body. You're a child making millions of dollars.
Yep.
Nobody, like, that's hard to trust as the leader of my franchise.
And they love him in Minnesota.
And then you trade away all your pieces. You got a brand new roster.
Yep.
Okay? Just so he can play with his best friend.
So he can be happy, yep. So Karl-Anthony Towns can be happy.
It's the worst
For the big cat.
Big.
Big cat. On the other end of that, hey, listen.
Do you like Wiggins as a Warrior?
Hey, listen. Listen, man. Bro.
I knew you would be
yes.
Come on,
listen,
man.
No,
bro.
I am drinking the Kool-Aid on next season.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
It's such a letdown.
Bro. Bro, he goes somewhere when they get healthy, he doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't. Hey, next summer, Mr. Wiggins, this is what you do next summer. Shoot the rock.
Poor man's
KD. Yep, 1,000 shots a day.
Get your three-pointer ready.
Get your three-pointer ready, sir. And then they'll play you in moments where you can slash a little bit and be the guy in spots where they'll rest Clay and then maybe Steph will shoot off of what you do. But at the end of the day, sir, when the three bigs come back in that organization, he's a poor man's KD. You're right. But it's a perfect fit, man. It's a perfect fit. He ain't got to be nothing.
It's not.
Go be who you are.
He's whack, bro.
You're being hard on him. He was in Minnesota, bro.
He's whack.
He was in Minnesota. He used to give him buckets in Minnesota.
Bro, yeah, you can average 20 points a game in Minnesota. It's Minnesota.
So
come on.
His attitude might not be the best, but some guys need that. You know the NBA is about fit. You know it is.
He's one of those people where everybody's waiting for him to hit a ceiling.
But that's the problem.
Or a sin. But, bro, it ain't no more growth.
So why not go somewhere and be the fourth option? That's what I'm saying. Be the fourth option. If you're a fourth option, when those three come back, if your fourth option is going to give you 15 and 20 a night in that offense, flourish. I'm not asking him to be an all-star.
You're weak, bro. You think he can have Draymond in his face without him getting emotional?
We don't know.
Bro, he's weak, bro.
Listen, he doesn't have to be emotionally strong.
When Jimmy Butler was in his face, he cried like a baby.
We don't have to be emotionally strong.
Come on, we don't have to be emotionally strong here.
Be the fourth option and do what you do as a fourth option. Go to work and be comfortable. Listen, I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on them next year.
I'm not sleeping on them, but no, if they start off slow, they're going to blame Wiggins.
No, they're not. They're going to blame Clay getting healthy and all that. Slow start. It comes to gelling again. We got to get back to playing together. That's going to be the story. You know that.
I would have kept D'Lo.
Heck, you know. That was horrible.
For the rest of the year.
And then what?
And then flipped them in something better. Like, flip them to something better.
They weren't going to flip him in the summer. That's the problem.
Flip them to something better, bro.
Nah, they weren't going to flip him.
You could have found a better wing than Anthony Wiggins. Wiggins.
You know good and well D'Angelo did not fit.
He didn't flip. He didn't fit, but you could have flipped him for something better.
What would have been better?
You could have flipped him for something better, though.
I got to believe they flipped him at a time they thought they had to flip him.
Bro, you might draft a better rookie than Wiggins. They gonna have a top 5 pick.
Guy. Don't be that guy. You're being that guy. Right?
Oh, Wiggins is trash. All right. Unpopular opinion. Wiggins is trash. Karl-Anthony Towns is trash.
Popular opinion. That's a popular. On this show, that part of it is popular.
Okay.
Carl, the big cat.
The big cat.
From Minnesota.
Was that it? Did we have any more? Minnesota.
Woo! No, that was it. Another great show.
You know what? I'm excited for the All-Star game. Like,
Are you?
For the first time in a long time. I love the new
Oh,
format.
the new format. Yeah.
I love the new format.
You're right. Are you excited for All-Star Weekend? Who's in the dunk contest?
Dwight, some white boy,
Who?
Dwight Howard. He said him and Kobe was working on some stuff before he died. So I guess this is
So
tribute.
we're gonna have the sentimental Dwight Howard,
I
like
guess
the 45-pound less Dwight Howard, skinny Dwight Howard.
I guess so. It was Dwight, some white boy from Milwaukee, Coughlin or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
he got springs. Is
Is
the kid from Miami?
the kid from Miami?
Hey, that's my man. I'm picking him, right? Let's pick him together. This guy can jump out the gym, bro. Like I am excited because I want to see that.
Yeah.
This guy can jump.
And there's one more guy. I can't think of who it is.
Oh God.
Oh, and Aaron Gordon from Orlando.
Okay. Hey,
I think he's gonna bring it too.
I saw the replay of the Aaron Gordon Zach LaVine.
Oh my God, it's so underrated.
Oh my God.
I was watching that. It was a video of him watching the video with somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm watching Andre Drummond on the sideline. Like, why are you in this dunk? And like, I mean, to take it from under both legs.
Man with his feet straight out.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the dunk,
man.
and then
That's
my
crazy.
man doing the 360 to time it up and take that one and go like, oh, that was nasty,
That was
bro.
nasty.
And-
That one made us jump out our seats again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just want to see the kid from Miami, to be honest with you.
yeah.
I really
See
wanna
what he
the
got.
dude.
See what he got.
I'm the one guy I would really wish would have made this thing over the top is Ja. I want to see Ja.
Ja's an in-game dunker.
You think so?
He dunk on people. His thing is to like dunk on people.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Like, he
standing
tried to-
there, I'm
he
gonna
tried to
dunk on you.
Take Kevin Love's life, and
like all your life.
his soul.
I'm gonna take everything.
You think he's a better in game, huh?
Yeah.
I like
Like,
to see him.
that kid is nice.
Yeah, I like to see
He's real nice. I wish he was on
a better team.
Better market. Like the team's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish he was on a
Better
better
market.
market.
We
Like
can
I don't
see
want to
it.
see Memphis Grizzly games.
How do you feel about your man's?
He doing his thing.
Doing
man.
it.
Listen, Zion is a walking bucket. Okay, he is 2 points whenever you need him.
Listen to this guy. Man, you're
A
excited.
walking bucket, bro. They was
Woo!
down like 10, 15 points. Zion, here, just don't keep throwing oops, keep throwing the ball, bro. They won like by 25 points. He's a walking bucket. And he only plays 30 minutes a game. He's a bucket, bro.
I knew you'd be excited. That's
Man,
why
I
had
can't
to
wait
ask.
for 2-3 years down the line where he get like his LeBron body,
Yeah.
where like the
He
fat
matures,
comes off
yeah.
and his muscle.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's gonna be a beast.
Okay.
He's gonna be ridiculous.
You're
bro.
a prophet. You
They
said
are
it.
one guard away, bro. I like Drew Holiday. I like Lonzo Ball, but if they had like a guard, man, they are one guard away from being that team, bro.
Oh, man.
That's the truth. Zion is the truth, bro. And he ain't scared.
No,
either.
absolutely.
That
He's
Milwaukee
balling.
game,
Yeah.
he shot a horrible percentage, but he was going at Giannis the whole game. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna feel me? I'm here.
It's time to watch the NBA again. If you taking a little time off because of the young guys, he's definitely gonna bring some eyes back
man.
to this situation.
Walking bucket, bro.
I agree.
Better market, I hope. Like, we got 5 years of this New Orleans crap, and then go to somewhere else and ball. Don't pull the Devin Booker. Don't pull the, fifth-year option guys to get to $200 million. I know that $200 million is hard to go off. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard. Do your 5 years and go somewhere else.
We'll see. We got to see how his 5 years go. Got to see how they go. Listen,
But the All-Star game, bro, I'm excited about the format. The
Yeah,
clock
it's gonna be
resetting every half. The score resets every half. Like, you balling, like, you got to win this quarter and bring the competitiveness back. I can't wait to see the 2 and 24 jerseys.
Yep.
I can't wait to see the first one to 24 at the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter. No time clock.
Yep.
Like
Street ball.
Like if you not picked to play that fourth quarter, bro, like your feelings is hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like your feelings is hurt. If you not picked to play, like ain't no time, like ain't no 12 minutes, ain't no like we gotta figure out who get minutes here. If you not picked to play that fourth quarter, your feelings gotta be
About
hurt.
to be some NBA drama come Monday morning.
And then Taylor Brown had a huge blow, man. No Dame Lillard, bro. No Dame Dollar.
What?
He got hurt last night. He got hurt. He had an MRI. He said he's not going to push it. So they put Booker in his spot. So Booker's going to be in the 3-point challenge for Dame, and he's going to be on Team LeBron.
And the kid can shoot.
Man, I want to see Dame time, bro. In that moment, I want to see Dame time.
Oh,
he had to pull from the All-Star game. But this is the first All-Star game I am excited for.
All right. That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
All right.
Well, big shout out to everybody for joining us tonight on our live feed. We appreciate it, man. As always, don't forget you can always check us out on SoundCloud, or you can check us out on the Purple Podcast app, which is the iTunes podcast app. If you're listening to us in podcast land, we appreciate it. Make sure you give us some love by clicking on those stars, rating us, sending us comments. We always appreciate it. And as always, if you watch us in our live feed, make sure you share our live feed and make sure you click that bell so you know when we go live every week. For the most part, listen, we have our own studio, so we can do this when we want to. But we're always here. And as always, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight and shouting us out or saying something so that we can talk back to you. It's always a pleasure to have folks in the building with us. So check us out on YouTube at Academy Sports Show. You can also check us out on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, at Academy Sports Show. And if you're interested in any type of advertisement opportunity, do you want to hear your business read on our show? Hit us up at Academy Sports Show at gmail.com. Again, that's Academy Sports Show at gmail.com. There's 2 S's in there, Academy Sports Show at gmail.com, and we'll give you more information on how you can hear your business name called.
Just like Mike Vaughn's Plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's giving the cold waterproof and the daily home services, call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com. Also gives you an area of the map of the area of that, all the areas of the map of the area. Also gives you a map of all the areas that they service, as well as the services that they provide. But we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
That man right there is the real MVP.
Also, if you're still working on that New Year's resolution, you're trying to get in shape, and your body is, are you aching for some quaking? Or are you quaking for some aching? Remember that line?
Never.
No? The Pumbaa? You remember that?
Oh,
King.
Okay.
But if you're aching a little bit, and you need some help with that, hit up the folks.
Are you aching for some bacon?
Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. Hit the folks up at Be Well Massage Therapy. They have a new client special. All new clients will receive an additional 15 minutes added to their massage services if you book between January 1 and February 29th. So you still got time. Hit them up at 313-472-5048. Again, that's 313-472-5048. Or you can hit them up at Be Well Massage Therapy at Outlook.com. And don't forget to tell them that the fellas from the Academy Sports Show sent you, because we just want you to be well. All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, great show tonight. We got everything covered. We caught up.
My wife, I'm pretty sure that's that right there.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
Thank you.
First date anniversary, honey.
Oh, good job.
I did it.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Gotta get us a couple extra likes. Oh,
the day before Valentine's Day.
good job.
I couldn't take a first date on Valentine's Day. That would have been weird.
I got you.
I had to do it the day before.
So years later, and here you are.
Yeah.
2 kids, married.
Oh, man. 10 years in.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Oh,
Stay focused.
oh yes.
Oh, man. Well, happy first date anniversary to the Douglases. That's awesome.
All right.
So we're going to do this again next week.
Next week.
Talking All-Star game and maybe a little XFL. I don't know.
Hey, the games didn't suck.
They didn't suck.
They didn't suck. It's better than Canadian football.
It definitely is better. So maybe we'll talk a little XFL next week. Come back and join us. We're looking forward to it. Until then, I'm your host, Joel Williams, and this is
Me.
Yep, first date guy. Have a good one.
That's funny.